My fiancé said, "Your best friend understands my needs." I said, "Great, let her meet them." Canceled the wedding, sold his car, blocked everyone. And I grinned when understanding left him bankrupt after maxing his cards. Hey Reddit, your best friend understands my needs better than you ever have. I looked up from my laptop. My fiancé stood in the doorway of our apartment, arms crossed, waiting for some kind of reaction. His expression wasn't angry. It was calm, almost rehearsed. I'm 25. We'd been together for years, engaged for 8 months. The wedding was supposed to happen in 6 weeks. I closed the laptop slowly. What did you just say? He sighed like I was being difficult. You heard me. Natalie gets it. She actually listens when I talk about what I need from a relationship. You're always working, always distracted. She makes time. Natalie, my best friend since college. The person who'd helped me pick out his engagement ring. Who'd been my sounding board through every fight, every makeup, every doubt I'd ever had about us. I felt something shift in my chest. Not heartbreak. Not yet. Something colder. So you've been talking to Natalie about our relationship? Yeah. For months. He said it like it was obvious. Like I should have known. She's been really supportive. Honestly, she's the only reason I've stuck around this long. The only reason. I stood up. My hands weren't shaking. My voice came out steady. Well, if Natalie understands your needs so well, maybe she should be the one meeting them. He blinked. What? I'm serious. If she's that perfect for you, go be with her. I'm not stopping you. His face changed. Confusion first, then something like panic. I didn't say I wanted to be with her. I just said she understands me. Great. Then she'll understand when you show up at her place tonight with all your shit. You're being ridiculous. I walked past him into the bedroom. Started pulling his clothes out of the closet. He followed me, talking faster now, his voice rising. I'm not leaving. We're engaged. We're supposed to get married. We're supposed to get married. I dropped an armful of shirts onto the bed. Past tense. You're overreacting. I was just being honest with you. Isn't that what you always want? Honesty. I turned to face him. You've been emotionally cheating on me with my best friend for months. You just told me she's the only reason you haven't left me yet. And now you're mad that I'm calling off a wedding. I wasn't cheating. We just talked. About how much I suck as a partner. Behind my back. With the person I trusted most. He opened his mouth. Closed it. Tried again. Look, I was frustrated. I needed someone to vent to. That's all it was. Then why didn't you vent to me? Silence. I went back to packing his things. He just stood there, watching, like he couldn't believe this was actually happening. He left that night. Not to Natalie's place, to his brother's. He kept texting me, saying I was being dramatic, that we needed to cool off and talk like adults. I didn't respond. The next morning, I called Natalie. She answered on the second ring. Hey, how are you? I've been meaning to call you back. Did you know he was going to say that to me? Pause. Say what? That you understand his needs better than I do. That you're the reason he stayed with me this long. Longer pause. I could hear her breathing. He told you that. Last night. Right before I kicked him out. Oh my God. I didn't. He wasn't supposed to. Wasn't supposed to what? Tell me you two have been having secret heart-to-hearts about what a shitty fiancé I am. It wasn't like that. Her voice cracked. He was just going through a hard time. He needed support. From my best friend. Not from me. You're always busy. He felt like he couldn't talk to you. I laughed. It came out harsh. So instead of telling me that, he told you. And you listened. For months. And never once thought to mention it to me. I thought I was helping. I thought if I could just get him to see your side. Did you tell him to break up with me? No. Never. Did you want him to? Silence. Natalie. I don't know. Her voice was barely a whisper. Maybe. I thought maybe you two weren't right for each other. But I never said that to him. I swear. I hung up. Blocked her number. Deleted every photo of her from my phone. The next week was mechanical. I canceled the wedding venue. Got deposits back where I could. Ate the costs where I couldn't. My parents were confused but supportive. His parents called me 3 times. I didn't answer. He kept texting. At first it was apologies. Then it was anger. Then it was bargaining. I made a mistake. I shouldn't have said that. You're throwing away 4 years over one fight. Natalie doesn't mean anything to me. I was just venting. Please, let's just talk. I didn't block him yet. I wanted to see how far he'd go. A friend of mine, Devin, worked in car sales. I called him on day 9. You still buying used cars for the lot? Always. What? I've got a 2021 Audi A4. Clean title. Low miles. My ex's. I'm listed as co-owner. Devin was quiet for a second. You're serious? Very. He know you're selling it? He will. Devin laughed. I can come look at it tomorrow. The car was in both our names because I'd co-signed the loan 2 years ago when his credit wasn't good enough on its own. Legally, I could sell it. Morally, I didn't care anymore. Devin gave me a fair price. $7,200 cash. I signed the title over. He drove it off the lot that afternoon. I texted my ex a photo of the bill of sale. Thanks for the car. Used the money to pay off my credit card. He called me 14 times in 10 minutes. I let every single one go to voicemail. Then I listened to them. The first few were disbelief. You can't do this. That's my car. I'm calling the cops. The middle ones were rage. You're a fucking psycho. I'm suing you. You're going to regret this. The last 2 were panic. Please. I need that car for work. How am I supposed to get to my job? You're ruining my life. I texted back once. Natalie can drive you. Then I blocked him. For 2 weeks, I heard nothing. I assumed it was over. He'd moved on, I'd moved on, and that was that. I was wrong. Devin called me on a Tuesday night. Hey, weird question. Did your ex have access to your financial stuff? Like accounts or credit cards? My stomach dropped. Why? Because someone matching his description just tried to buy a car from us using a credit card with your name on it. Pre-approval got flagged because the billing address didn't match. My manager called the card company, and they said there'd been some suspicious activity. I hung up and opened my banking app. 3 new credit cards. All opened in the last 10 days. All in my name. Total credit limit, $48,000. Current balance, $42,000. My hands went numb. I called the fraud department. Spent an hour on the phone going through charges. Luxury hotel stays. Electronics. Cash advances. A fucking Rolex. Do you know who might have access to your personal information? The rep asked. My ex-fiancé. We lived together. He had my social security number, my birth date, everything. You'll need to file a police report. I did. That night. The officer who took my statement was sympathetic but blunt. These cases take time. If he's smart, he's already spent most of it. You might not get it back. I don't care about the money. I want him charged. We'll do what we can. I called a lawyer the next morning. Explained everything. The car. The cards. The fraud. She listened quietly, then said, You have a strong case. But I need to ask, do you want to pursue this criminally, civilly, or both? Both. That's going to cost him. And you. I know. I didn't hear from him again until the detectives showed up at his brother's place. I know because his brother called me, screaming. You called the cops on him? Are you insane? He made a mistake. He's sorry. He committed fraud. Multiple felonies. That's not a mistake. He's family. You were supposed to be family. How can you do this? Ask him how he could steal $42,000 from me. He hung up. 2 days later, Natalie texted me from a new number. Can we please talk? This has gone too far. I didn't respond. She texted again an hour later. He's in jail. They arrested him. His bail is $25,000. No one has that kind of money. Please, just drop the charges. He's learned his lesson. I stared at the message for a long time. Then I typed, You said you understood his needs. Go meet them. Blocked the new number. 3 weeks later, I got a call from an unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Hello. Is this a woman's voice? Shaky. I'm calling about the fraud case. I'm his public defender. Okay. He wants to offer restitution. He'll plead guilty to the charges if you agree to accept monthly payments for what he owes. How much can he pay monthly? $200. I did the math in my head. 42,000 divided by 200. 210 months. 17 and a half years. No deal. I understand you're angry, but do you know what he did before this? He told me my best friend understood him better than I did. He emotionally manipulated both of us for months. He made me feel like I was failing him, and when I finally stood up for myself, he tried to ruin me financially. So no deal. I want the full amount, and I want him to face every charge. Silence. I'll relay that to my client. She hung up. The case took months. I won't bore you with all the legal details, but here's what mattered. He pleaded guilty to identity theft and credit card fraud. The judge sentenced him to 18 months, suspended to probation and restitution. He had to pay me back in full, $42,000, plus interest and court fees. Total, $51,000. His probation officer set up a payment plan, $350 a month. He'd be paying me for the next 12 years. But here's the part that made me smile. Natalie left him. Not right away. She stuck around through the arrest, even tried to bail him out. But when she realized how deep the debt was, how long the payments would last, how completely he'd fucked up his life, and hers by extension, she bailed. I know because I ran into her at a coffee shop 6 months after the sentencing. She looked tired, thinner. Her hair was different. She saw me and froze. I didn't say anything, just looked at her. She walked over. Can we talk? No. Please. I need you to know I didn't. You didn't what? Betray me? Encourage him? Enable him? Her eyes filled with tears. I'm sorry. I know that doesn't mean anything to you now, but I am. You're right. It doesn't. He told me you two were basically over. That you didn't care about him anymore. I thought I was helping. You thought you were getting him for yourself. She flinched. Maybe. I don't know. But it wasn't worth it. She stopped. Swallowed hard. He destroyed everything. His credit, his reputation, his job. And he blamed me for all of it. Said I pushed him to prove he could take care of himself. That the fraud was my fault because I made him feel inadequate. I almost felt bad for her. Almost. So you finally got to see who he really is. Yeah. She wiped her eyes. I'm sorry. For all of it. I picked up my coffee. I hope it was worth losing me. I walked out. It's been 2 years now. I get a payment notification every month. $350, like clockwork. Sometimes I think about what he's doing, whether he's working some dead-end job to make the payments, whether he's told anyone why he's broke, whether he ever thinks about me. Mostly, I don't think about him at all. I'm with someone new now. Someone who actually talks to me when something's wrong. Who doesn't need a third party to translate his feelings. Who doesn't see honesty as a weapon. The wedding I canceled? I didn't lose much. A few thousand in deposits. Nothing compared to what I would have lost if I'd actually married him. Sometimes people ask me if I regret how hard I went after him. If I think I took it too far. I don't. He made a choice. He could have just broken up with me. He could have been honest. He could have left without trying to destroy me on the way out. Instead, he committed fraud. He tried to bury me in debt while playing the victim. So no, I don't regret it. I sleep fine at night. And every month, when that payment notification pops up, I smile. Because he's still paying for what he did. And he will be for the next 10 years. If you've ever been in a situation where someone's betrayal wasn't loud or obvious, where it happened slowly, quietly, until you couldn't ignore it anymore, you'll understand why I don't feel bad. If you want to hear more stories like this, real stories about what happens when trust breaks in ways you never saw coming, consider subscribing. But either way, I'm good.